Good evening. How are you? Well, once again, I'm not walking outside in the dark or the cold. Not that the cold usually matters, but I could just as well just send you an audio of what I think. And I'm sort of rocking and talking today. That's the variation. We're not in the hallway. We're not standing and talking. We're rocking and talking. And one of the reasons is, you know, I'm confounded is because I spend as much time as I can in the hospital until they throw me out, and I have papers and some work that I do there. But I try to be sitting next to Holly or holding her hand or something when I can, and there's a lot of aloneness in an operation like this because, well, it's pretty. It's a pretty crazy operation, and there were 13 people in the room at the same time today, and all talking about different strategies that they then implement as the best strategy. So it's it must take a lot out of Holly, and I'm so glad that she's so strong. So on a day-to-day basis, it's a roller coaster. So I'm sorry to go into all those details. The things that bother me that are a matter of public are how the talks that we have supposedly between Ukraine and Russia by representatives and the assistance of Macron is clouded. I've heard a lot of people say it that way. Well, I don't know that clouded is the right word. I think it's futile. I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't see how it can go anywhere, since the problem between the two peoples is Ukraine wants security, and they already had a proposal, the Budapest memo, that didn't give them security, nor did anything else, the Minsk agreement. And then what does Putin want? He wants territory, and um, I don't know. Zelensky has said that he's not going to give up any territory. That security is paramount, and he can't ask him for security because it didn't work before. Now, but the real kicker is, I think that's a phony discussion. I don't mean Zelensky's in bad faith, but I do think Putin is, because right after he got sacked in some places, troops did. Then he offers, this discussion about settlement, and it's more like he's readjusting how he's going to prevail despite setbacks to date. And by stopping the suffering as quickly as he could by talking about settlement, he's done that. And it drives me crazy when I hear people in the air talking about how, things are going to work out. They really are. Yeah, just like Build Back Better did. I mean, they kept telling us that, and there was never a way it was going to be resolved. And they always chose numbers that Manchin would never agree to, nor Sinema. And so here we have a situation in which I don't know how Ukraine and Russia could agree on anything, given the state of play, putting aside the war crimes. So, and you should keep in mind that Putin, years ago, he did a similar thing in Chechnya. And while the proceedings were going on, he went to the air and bombed the living daylights out of them in Grozny. So that's what we're really up against there. Now, the good news that I like, from not surprising sort, but not someone any of us think is on our Christmas list, not on mine anyhow, is Susan Collins is going to support Judge Jackson to the Supreme Court. So we have at least one Republican, and maybe we'll have more. Interestingly, only 45 as of this morning, I haven't looked at the number since, as of this morning, there were 45 Democrats in a caucus of 50 who were for her. What the hell are the other 5 doing? And one of them is Sinema, but Manchin has announced his support. So I don't know. The politics of today seems to be ineffective, often unconscionable, too little, too late, with people that think less sophisticated than people I've known in a high school student election. It's really disgraceful. The now in the category of Dumb and Dumber, the states are now closing test and vac sites for for any infections, even as Omicron 2, was it AB2, whatever it is, we have another spreading, faster spreading virus. And what do they want to do? The person died, and we don't know why. It's crazy. And while we're at it, let's talk about Rip Van Garland, who can never investigate this thing. And I'm afraid he'll choose somebody who will be, let's just say, not forceful. There are 2 ways to control an investigation. One, get somebody who's in the deal to kill it. Okay. So you look at the name of the person they choose, and you wonder, is this going to be Mueller too? Um, the other way, which is sometimes safer, is you choose a prosecutor who's totally incompetent, who couldn't find his hindquarters with both hands. And then you get the result you want without there being any breadcrumbs to show how you did it. So, what is Exhibit A that makes me concerned? Well, the most recent Exhibit A is the investigation by the Justice Department of Biden's son, but not Trump and not anybody, any principal above the street rabble who went out to execute the effort to overthrow the government. So, not Trump. And if somebody put me in charge of this, I would offer deals to anybody who would give me Trump. It would be a get Trump prosecution, not someone else to say, oh, we tried and we got Joe Blow here, and he's going to spend 1,000,000 years in jail until somebody pardons him after Trump wins the 2024 election. So those are a couple of my thoughts. Again, thank you so much for extending your thoughts, prayers, suggestions, stories. It makes a big difference to Holly and I. And you find, as the spouse who is not the one who is ill, this enormous deprivation. That is, what can you do? And so I've chosen as my job two things. One is, of course, to give comfort and listen and talk and hold Holly's hand. But the other is to question, as they allow me to do, these are brilliant men and women, question exactly what's happening. And I have those conversations either in the presence of Holly or I repeat to her what I find. And then I ask questions, why are you doing this and that? And I'm not saying that I'm affecting the course of what's going on, but obviously they know what my view is. Save my girl. That's my view. So soon I hope to be walking outside and talking to you about whatever's going on when I can. And now I have to go. I have to go write some legal papers. Nice visiting with you. Thank you for everything. Bye bye.